Chill family. Today we're talking about the Cleveland Browns quarterback competition that they have going on between Deshaun Watson and Shedeur Sanders. But before we get into it, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment if y'all want to leave your thoughts in the comments below, and make sure you hit that notification bell so you guys never miss another episode of the Chill Report, because y'all know every single weekday we live, we talking about something in sports, and y'all know it's going to be entertaining, man. So today we're talking about the Cleveland Browns quarterback competition. Let's get to it. So the Cleveland Browns have a quarterback competition right now. I think they have the second best or most interesting quarterback competition right now. Their competition is between Deshaun Watson and Shedeur Sanders. I'm just going to be honest with you guys, and we've had this conversation before, and I'm pretty sure you guys know by now, I am a huge fan of Shedeur. But I also don't have a problem with Deshaun Watson. I love Deshaun Watson when he was in Houston. I think he was one of the best quarterbacks in the league when he was in Houston. I mean, the things he would do with the football in his hands, pause, the stuff that he would do on the move, being a mobile quarterback, a dual threat quarterback, someone who can get outside the pocket and use his legs, pause, but also could throw it downfield, also could get his receivers the ball, pause, also can, operate him, in the pocket, do everything you would want a quarterback to do. And I just really love Deshaun Watson in Houston. I go back and I look at those highlights all the time as far as, the things that he used to do in Houston. And I'm not going to go as far as to say those things aren't still in there as far as the things that he can do. But I will say this, situation plays a lot into, how we respond to situations. And let's just keep it real here. It's been a significant amount of quarterbacks that have went to Cleveland and have not ended up panning out the way you would want them to. I'm just being honest with you. And I'm not going to say it's all on Cleveland, but let's keep it real. They did pay Deshaun Watson $230 million. And I don't care what nobody say. At that time, Deshaun Watson was worth that money. He was worth, and I give full credit to him, he was worth that contract at that point in time. Now, is he worth it now? That's another, topic of discussion. But y'all know I'm about everybody getting the bag. So I ain't going to say that he don't deserve it. I ain't going to say that he, stole money. I ain't going to say none of that. Y'all know I'm about everybody getting the bag. So $230 million plus the guaranteed money they paid him. Look, congratulations to Deshaun Watson, man. Congratulations. Y'all know I'm about everybody getting the bag. And if you're able to get that contract, get that bag, look, hey, more power to you. Shout out to you and your agent. Shout out to the team. Shout out to everyone who played a factor in getting that deal done, because I'm about everybody getting the bag. And the reason I am like that is because we all know what the NFL stands for, right? Not for long. And I'm like that in every single sport, but we just talking about the NFL for right now. The NFL stands for not for long, right? It officially stands for National Football League, but, the associated acronym for it is not for long. And with good reason, okay? Because the average NFL career is 3 years, okay? 3 years, you put all of your life's work, all of your life's grind, all of your passion, hustle, work ethic, blood, sweat, and tears, late nights, the stuff that people didn't see, studying playbooks, all that. You do that all rolled into a career that on average is going to be 3 years. That's shorter than your high school career. You go to high school 4 years, or, if you're older generation, you went to high school 3 years. But from now the current generation, you go to high school 4 years. Okay, your average NFL career is 3 years. That means you spend more time in high school than you're projected to spend in the NFL. 3 years. 3 years. In those 3 years, you have to take care of your family. Whoever may be dependent on you to make stuff happen, you got to take them into effect. You got to manage your money properly. You have to make sure that you're going to be good. You got to make sure your family's going to be good. You got to make sure that all these things around you are going to be taken care of for the foreseeable future. So you have to get into the NFL and figure out a way how to stretch it out, pause, how to stretch that career as long as it possibly can go. Okay, pause on that. But make that career as extensive as it possibly can be. for you to be good for the foreseeable future after you are done and you are officially off of the NFL field or off of the football field being a NFL player. Okay, you got to find a way and just pray to God that he gives you a way to extend this money and extend this olive branch long enough, pause, that that your family good, that your lifestyle is good, and you just got to hope that happens. Deshaun Watson is in a situation where he's done that. Okay, he's going to be good for the rest of his life. Okay, $230 million. Safe to say he ain't gonna never have to work another day in his life. Okay, if he managed that money properly. Okay, he ain't gonna never have to do nothing that he don't want to do the rest of his life. Okay, so that's why I feel like we're even having this conversation. That's the main reason why I feel like we're even having this discussion or competition. Because let's be real. I've told you guys before, and I have no problem with Deshaun Watson. I don't, but I'm gonna be straight up honest with y'all. If it was up to me, this wouldn't even be a competition. Name Shedeur the starter, and let's go, and let's move on. Like, Shedeur's gonna be the starter. If I was the coach, how they gonna have the papers. You know what I'm saying? They gonna go up to the podium. Hey, Coach Monken, who do you think is going to be the starter going into this next season? It's going to be Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur Sanders is going to be our starter to start off the year. Now, if he doesn't end up, panning out well throughout the course of the season, then we'll make changes from there. But as far as I'm concerned, Shedeur Sanders is going to be our starter. He's going to be the starter for the Cleveland Browns. And that's all Todd Monken had to say. But Todd Monken's decided, okay, we're going to have a quarterback competition. I don't know why, but okay. We're going to have a quarterback competition between Deshaun Watson and Shedeur Sanders. Allow me to go out on a limb and say this. I respect Deshaun Watson. I respect the fact that over his career, he's done so much in this league. I respect that over the course of his career, he's thrown for over 17,000 yards in his career. I respect the fact that he's a Pro Bowler. I respect the fact that he's been to the playoffs. I respect the fact that he's played against the best in this league and held his own on the biggest stage in the playoffs. I respect that fact. I do. But let's be like Janet Jackson and ask the question, what have you done for me lately? As of late, the last time we saw Deshaun Watson was in 2024. Deshaun Watson gave us, in 7 games, he gave us 1,100 passing yards, 11,148 passing yards, 5 passing touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and a QBR of 21, which is, as you can probably assume, not very good. Now, granted, like I said, I know that wasn't in many games. I know that. That was only in 7 games, so I get it. But the sample size was there the last time we were able to see Deshaun Watson play on the NFL stage. Okay? And with what is at stake right now, you have a young quarterback coming out of college that you drafted. Looking at the Cleveland Browns situation, I don't understand why they are still... Well, I understand why they're still in this whole, like, trying to get something out of... They're just trying to get whatever they possibly can out of Deshaun Watson. I get it. I understand that. But let's be real here. From what Deshaun Watson has shown us and has shown the Cleveland Browns, it looks like that he's going to need a change of scenery. If there is a chance of a Deshaun Watson revival, it looks like he's going to need a change of scenery. It looks like that, because he's not the Deshaun Watson that I knew and loved in Houston. That's not the one that's in Cleveland. I'm sorry. It's not the one that's in Cleveland. It's not the Deshaun Watson that I knew and loved. That's not the one that's in Cleveland. The Deshaun Watson I knew was throwing for 4,000 yards and getting 100-yard rushing game. That was the Deshaun Watson I knew. The one that could lift a franchise. That's not the guy I'm seeing right now. It's not. And I love Deshaun Watson. He's from where I'm from. as far as, being, an Atlanta boy or a Georgia boy. So he's the ATLian. So ATLian to ATLian. Let me just allow me to say this. I think he can get back to being that person. He can get back to being Deshaun Watson. I really think he can. I really think if he puts in the work, gets the right scenario, the right team, the right supporting cast, I do believe that there is a chance that we can maybe see a little glimpse of Deshaun Watson of old. I think there is a chance. But for that to happen, I think he's going to have to leave Cleveland because Cleveland does not have a great history of reviving quarterbacks. They don't. The one that I will say has somehow been successful, and I just kind of give credit to him on this, honestly, but the one that I will say that has been successful is Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco has been in multiple different situations, but every time he seems to go to Cleveland, he seems to not be terrible. He ain't no Pro Bowler, but he doesn't play awful when he goes to Cleveland. He's probably like the only one that, okay, if he go to Cleveland, I ain't gonna say he gonna be Baltimore Ravens Super Bowl year, but he gonna have good moments. He gonna have moments of, showing flashes. But then again, you have to understand, he's a veteran. He's been in like what, 4 different locker rooms, 4 plus different locker rooms over his career. So he has, and I give him props for that. He's well adapted to how to, operate around different players and kind of get in the feel for different locker rooms and different situations. So that's just Joe Flacco. But perfect example, look at RG3. He went to Cleveland, didn't work out. He needed a career revival, went to Cleveland, it didn't go well. Cleveland had drafted 2 young quarterbacks. They drafted Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders in the draft. Okay, Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders in the draft. So my question is, and I will say this again, I think I said it on this channel before, but I will say it again. My question is, if you draft 2 quarterbacks, why on earth do you draft 2 quarterbacks and still have Deshaun Watson on the roster? I don't understand. I get it. You paid him the $230 million. I get it. I understand. Trust me, the Atlanta Falcons was the other team. Y'all guys know I'm an Atlanta Falcons fan. The Falcons were the other team that was in a running to get him. The only reason we didn't, because we didn't pay him $230 million. So I know y'all paid him $230 million. I get that. But here's the thing. He hasn't lived up to that $230 million. Now, that's facts. Now, props to him for getting that $230 million, but he hasn't lived up to it. So why is he still on the roster? He is doing nothing, but Cleveland seems to be taken away from him, and he seemed to be not doing the best for Cleveland. No offense to him, but that's just what it looked like. Y'all, it seemed like the relationship, if this was a relationship, it seemed like it's toxic and it ain't going to work out. It's toxic and it ain't going to work out. Every time the Deshaun Watson and the Browns come together, they be together for like maybe a good 2 weeks, and then boom, they got to separate again because they didn't have another argument. One sleeping on the couch, one, it's a toxic relationship. So they gotta separate. So how about y'all just cut bait and just go y'all separate ways? That way y'all ain't got to worry about seeing each other, talking to each other, being around each other no more. Okay, just cut bait. I understand you paid him $230 million. The Atlanta Falcons paid Kirk Cousins the bag, $100+ million. Okay, $100+ million. First year, we drafted Kirk Cousins, paid him $100+ million, and the first year, Michael Penix Jr. started games in the back end of the season. At the end of the season, Michael Penix Jr., who drafted 8th overall in that same draft class, was starting over the guy who we paid $100+ million at the end of the year. Now, In hindsight, was that the most smart situation? No, it wasn't. But I get it. They thought Kirk Cousins was going to be the guy for the now, and then my MPJ was going to be the guy for the future. But what ended up happening was Kirk Cousins had a okay start to the year and then just went downhill. So then what happened was, okay, well, let's see what the rookie got. So they put MPJ in there, and then Kirk Cousins was the back. It just was a terrible situation. Okay, but let's be real. What ended up happening when the Falcons knew that, okay, this whole situation ain't gonna work, what happened? The Falcons bought in Tua Tagovailoa. They bought in Tua. So guess what? Kirk Cousins, see ya. They cut bait. They cut bait. They sent him to Vegas. They said bet every penny of that $100 million contract on black, and there it is. That's what they said. So they sent him on his way. Respectfully to Kirk Cousins, I appreciate his time in Atlanta. I appreciate him, signing with the team. I appreciate him giving the effort that he did. I appreciate him in the games that he played. I appreciate him for his family being here. And I appreciate Kirk Cousins for, playing the best that he possibly could. But it just wasn't working out. So they sent Kirk Cousins, they cut bait. And now Kirk Cousins is in Vegas. And it is what it is. So why isn't that happening in Cleveland? It's not working out, bruh. Like I said, you got Deshaun Watson, Cleveland Browns. It ain't working out. Y'all always going y'all separate ways. There's always something. So how about we just end this relationship? Both of y'all go y'all separate ways permanently. And then guess what? Then it's a beautiful situation. Because guess what? Then you could give the organization and have a quarterback battle between the two quarterbacks that you drafted, the two young quarterbacks that you drafted. And then guess what? That makes more sense for you to be deciding, okay, which one are we going to hand the keys to the organization to? Because, okay, Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders, they're both pretty much in the same situation. They were great in college, but they haven't really. Now, granted, Shedeur is a Pro Bowler already. So Shedeur has more on his plate or more, on his resume than Dillon Gabriel has. But as far as outside of the accomplishments, Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders are the same. As far as same level, same good in college, but haven't really found their rhythm in the NFL yet. So it makes more sense to have a quarterback battle between those two than having a quarterback battle between, let's be real, let's just call space bait, the one who should be the franchise quarterback in Shedeur Sanders. Yeah, I said he should, and he should. He's shown you he's already a Pro Bowler. Shedeur Sanders in his first year, you guys see stats, in 8 games, Shedeur Sanders had a 56.6 completion percentage, 1,400 yards, 7 passing touchdowns, and 10 interceptions. Now, I know that's 10 interceptions. I get it, but let's be real. This is the Cleveland Browns here. Just being real. This is Cleveland Browns here. Just go keep that in mind. All right. Once again, 1,400 passing yards, 7 passing touchdowns, 10 interceptions with a 56.6 completion percentage in 8 games. So he has, and once again, is a Pro Bowler already. Now, people can say, oh, the Pro Bowl is a joke, and I'm not going to disagree with you, but he's still an NFL Pro Bowler. It is what it is. Me personally, the Pro Bowl is not what it once used to be. It's not as, honored as it once was. Like, it used to be like a real, like, thing, like, to go to the Pro Bowl, like, man, I made the Pro Bowl. Now it's like, you made the Pro Bowl, like, okay, cool, like, great. Tyler Huntley made the Pro Bowl when you're like, and then props to him, but like, come on, like, I mean, like, I guess you might see your boy Chill at the Pro Bowl next year. I don't know, but we will see. But look, he has made the Pro Bowl, though. We can't ignore that accomplishment. He has made the Pro Bowl. So why? Let's just keep it real here. Let's call a spade a spade. If it wasn't for that $230 million contract, Deshaun Watson would have been gone. Let's be real. He would have been gone. He'd have been gone probably after the first year. If it wasn't for that contract that y'all paid him, for good reason, because he was an elite quarterback at that time. But if it wasn't for that contract, he would have been gone. And I think even with that contract, bruh, Just cut bait. Cut Deshaun Watson, trade Deshaun Watson. Ain't nobody probably going to trade for him, but at least see what's out there. Okay, try to trade him. If don't nobody trade him, just be like, okay, just be transparent with. That's the one thing that I really don't like. Be transparent with these players, bro. Deshaun Watson know what's. Come on, he ain't stupid. He know what's going on. Be transparent with. Look, bring Deshaun Watson in the office. Look, that's all you got to tell him. Hey, look. So look, here's what we're gonna do. Shedeur Sanders is gonna be our starter. It's gonna be a quarterback competition between Shedeur and Dillon Gabriel, but we pretty much know that we want Shedeur Sanders to be the starter. Or even if you don't want at the time, okay, we're gonna have a QB battle with Shedeur Sanders and Dillon Gabriel. Now, we understand that you're still on our books. You're still in this organization. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna shop you around. We're gonna shop around your contract. We're gonna see if there are any trade suitors out there for you. If there is a deal that we, come across, all right, if there is a team that wants you, we're going to try our absolute best to make that deal happen for you. We're going to try our absolute hardest to make sure that we can get that deal, that trade done for you to get you elsewhere. Because we want you, we feel like that this is not working out, and we feel like it'd be best if we just go ahead and go our separate ways. So if we come across a trade, we're gonna try everything in our power to get the deal done. Now, if in 4 weeks we have not reached a trade agreement with anyone, inside of 4 weeks, what we're gonna do is on this date, whatever it may be, we're going to just go ahead and release you. Okay, we're gonna release you. We're gonna cut you. We're gonna, cut you and stretch your contract, and then we'll pay you that money over time. And but we just feel like that'll be best if you're just away from the organization with a new fresh opportunity to just go and just play quarterback somewhere else. And we feel like it'd be best if we just gave these younger guys just the full chance to just be the guy without a person like you with all your accomplishments, with all the things that you have done in this league, with a person of your contract. We feel like it'd be better without someone of your stature, with you having done so much in the NFL and these two not so much. We feel like it'd be better for us and better for you, for our two young quarterbacks not to be looking over their shoulder at a former Pro Bowler and at a guy who's thrown for over 17,000 yards in his career. We're just going to go ahead and release you if we can't find a trade. I'm positive Deshaun Watson going to be like, okay, so if y'all don't find a trade, y'all going to cut me. Okay. He ain't going to have no problem with that, because guess what? Y'all cut him, he's still getting his money. So who cares? Just cut bait, all right? Cut bait, have a real quarterback battle with your two young quarterbacks, with Dillon Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders, have a real quarterback battle. Whoever wins that, I think it'll be Shedeur Sanders. Whoever wins that, but even if it's Dillon Gabriel or whoever, if whoever wins that quarterback battle, that is going to be your starter. Whoever wins, if it's Shedeur, if it's Dillon Gabriel, that's going to be your starter. But allow Deshaun Watson to go elsewhere, because the only reason he's still there, the only reason he's in this quarterback competition and in this, still around this organization, is because y'all like, okay, we paid him this money and we don't feel like we got much from him. So let's try to see if we can get anything out of this $230 million contract. Bruh, it ain't working out. I don't know how many more signs you got to see. It ain't working out. Cut bait and let your two young quarterbacks get a chance at it. And I get there, okay, well, they don't know who's going to be the starter. So Shedeur is looking like he will be the starter, but they're unsure at this time. What you unsure about? Like the only reason that this is even a competition is because that $230 million contract. Y'all just want, let's just get something out of that $230 million. Let's just get something out of that money that we paid him. Guess what? You did. You got a season out of him. Boom. Okay, it didn't work out after that. Okay, cut bait. Give the team to Shedeur or give it Dylan Gabriel, whoever. Give it to one of your two young quarterbacks. That's what you drafted them for. Give it to one of your two young quarterbacks and let's move on. But this whole because if that's the case, think about the message that you're sending to the rest of the team. Think about the message. Okay, well, if I got the biggest contract and I come to training camp and I ain't really trying to practice worth nothing, I'm still gonna have a chance to be the guy. Even if I don't want to be here. I ain't practicing. I don't like none of my teammates. I'm not respectful of my coaches. I'm still gonna have a chance to start though, because I'm making the highest money. That's the message you're sending your team. I'm still going to have a chance to start because I've done some stuff in the past and, well, they pay me a lot of money, so they're going to give me a chance to start. No. Send them. That's how you change the culture of the Cleveland Browns right now. Send a message of, okay, look, I don't know what any other team got going on, but we can pay you $230 million, and if you are not performing how we want you to, hey, oh well. Hey, I know that's a lot of dead cap. We'll deal with it. Okay, oh well. We'll deal with it. We're going to hand the team all to our two young quarterbacks. We'll deal with it. That's how you change the culture. You're not performing. You don't have a chance to play. That's what it is. If that's the case, then, like, every veteran who making a big contract, I don't expect them to give full effort. Not from now on. Because you know what they're going to say? Hey, you go to Denzel Ward, right? Say you go to Denzel Ward. He just got a huge payday, right? You go to Denzel Ward. Hey man, like, you ain't performing how I really wanted you to in training camp. You ain't really trying. You ain't giving full effort. What's up with you today? What's up with you in training camp, man? You ain't been giving full effort. You letting all these rookies get past you. What's up? Like, what's going on? Preseason, you looking slow. What's going on? You know what they gonna tell you? Well, I know I'm gonna start when the season comes. So what's the point of me trying? Y'all pay me. I make some of the most money on the team. So what you gonna? I know you ain't gonna sit me. I know you ain't gonna cut me. So what I'm trying for? No, you ain't gonna sit me. No, you ain't gonna cut me because I'm making some of the most money on the team. So you pretty much we stuck with each other because you ain't gonna do nothing. What you gonna do? You gonna cut me? Hey, Deshaun Watson, $230 million. He ain't gave us nothing but what, one season, and he's still on the team. So hey, I ain't gonna give full effort at all. What you gonna do? What you gonna do about it? You can't do nothing but just go back to the sideline with your head down and blow the whistle. That's all you can do. So hey, I don't even think this should be a competition, but it is. Y'all let me know what y'all think is gonna happen in the comments below. Your boy Chill is out, man. Let Shedeur be the starter. That's my opinion on it. Let Shedeur be the starter. He's shown you enough. I'm telling you. Let Shedeur be the starter. And if he fails, okay, give it to Dylan Gabriel. If that don't work, okay, well, guess what? I guess we drafting some more quarterbacks come to draft. That's what it is. But your boy Chill is out, man. Peace.